Welcome to the GovCon Intel Briefing, produced by CyberCloudAI.Tech. I'm Alex, and with me, as always, is the brilliant Maya. Today is August 4th, 2026, and we're diving into the latest federal opportunities, agency insights, and capture signals that matter most to your business. Here at CyberCloudAI.Tech, we specialize in helping small businesses and GovCon teams navigate the complex landscape of cybersecurity, cloud, AI, and federal capture strategy, all without that Fortune 500 overhead. We're here to give you the edge you need.
And we've got some really juicy intel for you today, Alex. From CMS's evolving cyber strategy to some interesting FedRAMP news that's got everyone talking, and even a look at how state CISOs are feeling the pressure. It's a packed agenda full of actionable insights, so let's jump right in.
Absolutely, Maya. Let's kick things off with a significant signal from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, or CMS. We're hearing that CMS is actively moving beyond just compliance-based cybersecurity. Their CISO, Keith Busby, is really pushing for efforts that link compliance with what he calls threat-informed, risk-based defense. This sounds like a big shift.
It absolutely is, Alex, and it's a huge opportunity signal for our listeners. Think about it. Compliance-based often means checking boxes, meeting minimum standards. But threat-informed, risk-based defense? That's a whole different ballgame. That means CMS is looking for proactive solutions. They want to understand their specific threat landscape, assess actual risks to their critical assets, and then implement defenses tailored to those threats. We're talking about advanced threat intelligence, active vulnerability management, sophisticated incident response capabilities, maybe even AI-driven security analytics to predict and prevent attacks. It's a move from reactive to truly proactive, and that's where companies with cutting-edge cyber solutions, especially those leveraging cloud and AI for security operations, can really shine. It's not just about meeting NIST controls anymore, it's about actively hunting down the bad guys.
That's a fantastic breakdown, Maya. It definitely implies a need for more sophisticated tools and services. Now, staying on the cyber front, but shifting gears slightly, there's been some interesting news out of FedRAMP. The FedRAMP director, Pete Waterman, was recently put on administrative leave following comments he made on his personal LinkedIn about veterans' hiring preferences. He apologized for calling the practice brutally unfair when taken to the extreme. This sounds like a bit of a shakeup within a critical federal program.
Oh, it's definitely a shakeup, Alex, and it's got the cloud provider community buzzing. FedRAMP is the backbone for cloud security authorizations across the federal government. Any internal instability or leadership changes there can have ripple effects. While the comments themselves are about hiring, the administrative leave for the director of such a pivotal program could lead to a slowdown in authorizations, increased scrutiny on existing processes, or even a reevaluation of how FedRAMP operates internally. For cloud service providers, this means staying agile, keeping a close eye on any official communications from FedRAMP, and being prepared for potential shifts in timelines or requirements. It's a reminder that even the most technical programs have a very human, and sometimes a very cloudy, operational side. It's a situation that demands careful monitoring for anyone in the federal cloud space.
A cloudy operational side. I like that, Maya. It's certainly an important development to watch for any company navigating the FedRAMP process. Now, let's pivot from federal to state-level intelligence, because there are often significant opportunity there too. A new survey from the National Association of State CIOs and Deloitte found that state CISOs are facing a new set of challenges as their role expands, but without a corresponding increase in resources.
This is a classic do more with less scenario, Alex, and it's a real pain point for state CISOs. The survey highlights that their responsibilities are growing beyond just cybersecurity to include things like data privacy, risk management, and even supply chain security. But they're not getting more budget or staff to handle it all. What does this mean for our listeners? It's a clear signal that state agencies are desperate for solutions that offer efficiency, automation, and leverage. Think about how cloud-based security services can reduce on-prem overhead, or how AI-driven tools can automate threat detection and response, freeing up stretched staff. Companies that can provide managed security services, strategic advisory for CISO offices, or solutions that help consolidate and streamline security operations will find a very receptive audience at the state level. They need solutions that multiply their existing resources, not just add to their tech stack.
That's a very practical takeaway, Maya. It's about solving their core problem of resource scarcity. Now, let's broaden our view a bit and talk about some market movement and budget signals. There's been a lot of talk recently about the debt ceiling, and a recent GovExec video highlighted a stark warning. A debt ceiling breach could mean the federal government decides not to pay any government employees. That's a pretty serious potential impact.
It is, Alex, and it's definitely a watch list item with a high potential for disruption. While it's a political negotiation, the implications for federal contractors and employees are immense. If the government can't pay its employees, it's highly likely that contractor payments would also be delayed or halted. This kind of uncertainty can freeze spending, delay contract awards, and create significant cash flow issues for GovCon businesses, especially small and mid-sized ones. It's not just about budget cuts, it's about the fundamental ability of the government to operate. We need to keep a close eye on this because it impacts the entire federal market, from procurement to project execution. It's a reminder that broader economic and political factors can have immediate and tangible effects on our industry.
Absolutely. A critical piece of information for everyone's risk assessment. On a slightly more positive note, though, the Senate's recent stopgap measure, or continuing resolution, would keep the government open through December 11th. And importantly, it extends key cyber information sharing authorities and the Technology Modernization Fund, or TMF. That's a stable signal in uncertain times, wouldn't you say?
Definitely, Alex. While a CR isn't ideal for long-term planning, the extension of the TMF is a significant positive. The TMF is a crucial funding vehicle for agencies to undertake critical IT modernization projects, especially those involving cloud adoption, AI integration, and advanced cybersecurity. It means that even with a temporary budget, there's still a dedicated pot of money available for these transformative initiatives. For companies offering cloud migration services, AI development, or advanced cyber solutions, this extension means those opportunities remain viable and funded. It's not new money, but it's continued money, which provides a level of predictability for agencies looking to modernize their infrastructure. It's a green light for those focused on helping agencies become more efficient and secure through technology.
That's excellent news for anyone in the modernization space. So, Maya, pulling all this together, what are 3 practical capture actions our listeners should be taking right now, based on today's intel?
Focus on identifying specific pain points state CISOs face in allocating traditional cybersecurity budget to advanced tech modernization projects. Second, highlight how cloud-based security services can reduce on-prem overhead or how AI-driven tools can automate threat detection and response, freeing up stretched staff. Third, propose solutions that help consolidate and streamline security operations, which will find a very receptive audience at the state level. They need solutions that multiply their existing resources, not just add to their tech stack.
Excellent. Thanks, Maya. That's a great framework for our listeners. On a slightly more positive note, though, the Senate's recent stopgap measure, or continuing resolution, would keep the government open through December 11th. And importantly, it extends key cyber information sharing authorities and the Technology Modernization Fund, or TMF. That's a stable signal in uncertain times, wouldn't you say?
Definitely, Alex. While a CR isn't ideal for long-term planning, the extension of the TMF is a significant positive. The TMF is a crucial funding vehicle for agencies to undertake critical IT modernization projects, especially those involving cloud adoption, AI integration, and advanced cybersecurity. It means that even with a temporary budget, there's still a dedicated pot of money available for these transformative initiatives. For companies offering cloud migration services, cloud development, and advanced
That's excellent news for anyone in the modernization space. So, Maya, pulling all this together, what are 3 practical capture actions our listeners should be taking right now, based on today's intel?
Focus on identifying specific pain points state CISOs face in allocating traditional cybersecurity budget to advanced tech modernization projects. Second, highlight how cloud-based security services can reduce on-prem overhead or how AI-driven tools can automate threat detection and response.
Great question, Alex. Let's break it down into 3 concrete steps. First, regarding CMS moving to threat-informed, risk-based cybersecurity, GovCon teams should immediately pivot their messaging for CMS and similar agencies. Stop leading with compliance checklists. Instead, develop targeted solution briefs and proposals that emphasize proactive threat hunting, AI-driven security analytics, continuous monitoring, and how your solutions integrate with a broader risk management framework. Engage directly with their CISO's office to understand their specific threat landscape and demonstrate how your offerings provide measurable risk reduction, not just compliance adherence. This is about showing real value in protecting critical assets. Second, concerning state CISOs facing expanded roles without more resources, our listeners should conduct targeted research into specific state CIO and CISO offices. Identify states that are publicly struggling with resource constraints or have recently expanded their CISO's mandate. Position your cloud-based security solutions, AI for automation, or managed security services as force multipliers. Highlight how your offerings can offload operational burdens, provide scalability, and deliver cost efficiency, allowing their existing staff to focus on strategic initiatives. Tailor your outreach to address their specific pain points around staff augmentation and budget limitations. And third, with the TMF extension providing continued funding for modernization, actively monitor TMF project solicitations and agency modernization plans. For companies specializing in cloud and AI solutions, the TMF is a prime funding vehicle. Don't wait for the RFP. Start building relationships with agencies that have TMF projects in their pipeline. Emphasize how your solutions contribute to measurable modernization outcomes, improve efficiency, and enhance security, aligning directly with the TMF's mission. Proactive engagement here is key to getting ahead of the competition.
Those are incredibly actionable insights, Maya. Fantastic job connecting the dots for our listeners. That was a whirlwind of intel, and your analysis is always spot on.
Always a pleasure, Alex. The GovCon world never sleeps, and neither do we when it comes to finding these critical signals. It's all about staying ahead of the curve.
Absolutely. And for our listeners, if you're looking for expert GovCon cybersecurity, cloud, AI, compliance, or capture support, make sure to visit www.cybercloudai.tech. We're here to help you navigate these complex waters and win more federal business, providing that tailored support without the Fortune 500 overhead.
And don't forget to check out our other technology and GovCon podcasts. You can find them all at www.cybercloudai.tech/Spotify. We've got a whole library of insights waiting for you, covering everything from deep dives into specific tech trends to broader market analysis.
That's right. From all of us here at cybercloudai.tech, thanks for tuning in to the GovCon Intel Briefing. We'll catch you next time.